Before Zeus ruled the heavens, before Titans walked the earth, there existed beings so ancient and powerful that they literally are the forces of nature itself. The story you think you know about Greek mythology, it starts in complete darkness. Everyone knows Zeus and the Olympians, but their story begins with forces far older and more terrifying. Today, we're diving into the true beginning of Greek mythology, the primordial gods who didn't just control darkness, night, and death. They were darkness, night, and death. By the end of this video, you'll understand how the universe itself was born from chaos and meet the cosmic entities whose power makes even Zeus look like a newcomer. Imagine nothingness, so complete that the concept of existence hasn't even been invented yet. This was chaos, not destruction or disorder as we think of it today, but the primordial void, the gaping emptiness that preceded everything. The ancient Greek word chaos literally means yawning space, infinite potential waiting to be realized. From this cosmic void came the first wave of primordial beings, each representing fundamental forces that would shape reality itself. These weren't gods who controlled elements. They were the elements, living embodiments of cosmic principles. First came Gaia, broad-breasted and eternal, the very foundation of existence. But Gaia wasn't just a planet. She was a conscious, thinking entity whose body was the earth itself. Every mountain was her muscle, every valley her breath, every forest her hair. She felt everything that walked upon her surface, and would become the mother of virtually everything that followed. Simultaneously emerged Tartarus, the deepest, darkest realm of existence. Located as far below the earth as heaven was above it, Tartarus was surrounded by walls of bronze and shrouded in eternal gloom. He was both a place and a being, a conscious entity who would become the ultimate prison for the most dangerous creatures in the universe. Then came Eros, but not the cute cherub with arrows you might imagine. This was primordial Eros, the cosmic force of desire and attraction that makes all creation possible. Without Eros, nothing would ever unite, reproduce, or form bonds. He was beautiful beyond description and possessed the power to overwhelm the minds of gods and mortals alike. But chaos wasn't finished. From the primordial void also came two of the most mysterious and powerful entities in all of mythology. Nyx emerged as the living embodiment of night itself. She wasn't just darkness, she was night with a capital N, a goddess so ancient and powerful that even Zeus feared her. Draped in star-spangled robes and driving a chariot pulled by black horses, Nyx would travel across the sky each evening, bringing darkness to the world. What made Nyx terrifying wasn't just her power, but her independence. She answered to no one, not even the king of the gods. In Homer's Iliad, when Zeus is angry with Sleep, Nyx's son, Sleep flees to his mother, knowing that even Zeus won't dare pursue him there. Alongside Nyx came Erebus, the personification of darkness itself, not the darkness of night, but the primordial darkness that exists between Earth and the underworld. While Nyx brought the darkness of night to the upper world, Erebus was the eternal shadow that filled the spaces between realms. Erebus represented the mysterious, unknowable darkness that exists in the hidden places of the cosmos, the shadows between stars, the darkness in deep caverns, the blackness that exists before dawn and after dusk. Here's where the story becomes even more fascinating. Nyx and Erebus, these two primordial forces of darkness, came together in the first divine marriage of the cosmos. Their union wasn't just romantic, it was a cosmic event that would produce some of the most important concepts in Greek mythology. From their union came Aether, the bright upper air where the gods lived, and Hemera, the personification of day. Think about the profound symbolism here. From the union of night and darkness came light and day. The ancient Greeks understood that opposites don't just conflict, they create each other. But Nyx didn't stop with creating day and light. Through parthenogenesis, virgin birth, she brought forth some of the most feared entities in all of mythology. 3 sisters who controlled the destiny of every living being. Clothos spun the thread of life, Lachesis measured it, and Atropos cut it. Even Zeus couldn't override their decisions. Thanatos, death himself, the gentle but inevitable personification of death, who would eventually claim every mortal being. Unlike Hades, who ruled the underworld, Thanatos was death itself. Hypnos, sleep, the twin brother of death, who brought peaceful rest to mortals and gods alike. His realm was a cave where poppies grew, and the river Lethe, forgetfulness, flowed. The Oneiroi, dreams, 1,000 sons who brought dreams to sleeping mortals, each specialized in different types of visions and prophecies. Nemesis, divine retribution, the goddess who ensured that hubris and excessive pride were always punished, maintaining cosmic balance. Eris, strife and discord, the goddess whose golden apple would eventually cause the Trojan War, showing how even divine discord serves a purpose in the cosmic order. Gaia's response, creating her own pantheon. Meanwhile, Gaia wasn't content to remain alone. Through her own power of parthenogenesis, she created Uranus, the starry sky, the vast dome of heaven that would cover and embrace her, creating the cosmic marriage between earth and sky. Aurea, the mountains, living, breathing mountain ranges, each one a conscious entity with its own personality. Pontus, the ancient sea, the primordial sea, older than Poseidon, representing the original waters that covered the earth. Now we have the fundamental structure of the cosmos, established by these primordial beings. But here's where things get complicated. The universe now has its basic forces: earth, sky, night, darkness, light, day, mountains, and sea. But it lacks organized governance. The primordials were pure forces of nature, operating according to their essential characteristics. But what happens when these forces conflict? What happens when the sky oppresses the earth, or when darkness overpowers light? The cosmos needed a new generation of beings who could bring order, organization, and active rulership. This is where the relationship between Gaia and Uranus becomes crucial. When Uranus descended from the heavens to unite with Gaia, their cosmic marriage produced the first generation of organized divine rulers, the Titans. But these weren't just powerful gods. Each Titan represented a fundamental organizing principle of the universe. Oceanus, the great river that encircled the world, the source of all fresh water. Tethys, the nourishing aspects of the sea, fertility and abundance. Hyperion, the light of heaven, father of the sun, moon, and dawn. Thea, she who gave celestial bodies their shine and precious metals their gleam. Kronos, time itself, the force that brings both creation and destruction. Rhea, the flow of generations, the eternal cycle of birth and renewal. Themis, divine law and proper custom, the foundation of civilization. Mnemosyne, memory, without which knowledge and culture cannot exist. Phoebe, prophecy and oracular wisdom. Coeus, the inquiring mind, intelligence and rational thought. Crius, the power of authority and leadership. Iapetus, the mortal realm and humanity's struggles. But Gaia and Uranus also produced more unusual children. The Cyclopes, massive, one-eyed giants who would later forge Zeus's thunderbolts, represented focused, concentrated power and craftsmanship. Even more terrifying were the Hecatonchires, the 100-handed ones, with 50 heads each. These beings possessed such overwhelming physical power that they would eventually tip the balance in the war between Titans and Olympians. Here's where this creation story reveals its dark truth about power and family. Despite being the father of these mighty beings, Uranus began to fear his children. The Titans were growing stronger, the Cyclopes were master craftsmen, and the Hecatonchires possessed frightening physical power. So Uranus made a decision that would echo through all of Greek mythology. He forced his children back into Gaia's womb immediately after their birth, keeping them imprisoned within their mother's body. Imagine Gaia's agony, not just physical pain, but the emotional torment of having her children trapped within her, unable to fulfill their cosmic purposes. The Earth herself groaned under the weight of the imprisoned Titans. But remember Nyx and her children. This is where their importance becomes clear. While Uranus could imprison the Titans, he had no power over the primordial forces. Night still came each evening. Death still claimed mortals. The fates still spun their threads. The primordials operated according to laws older than Uranus's authority. This cosmic injustice would not stand. Gaia's pain and rage would drive her to orchestrate Uranus's downfall. But she would need help from her children, if she could free them. What makes this origin story so powerful is how it establishes the fundamental tensions that will drive all of Greek mythology. The conflict between generations, the fear of being overthrown by one's children, the price of tyrannical power. All of these themes start here with the primordials and Uranus's cruel decision. The primordials represent forces that cannot be controlled or contained. Night will always come. Death will always claim its due. Fate will always unfold as decreed. But the Titans represent organized political power that can be challenged, overthrown, and replaced. So there you have it, the complete beginning of Greek mythology. From chaos came the primordials, Gaia, the earth, Tartarus, the cosmic prison, Eros, the force of attraction, Nyx, the night, and Erebus, the darkness. From Nyx came day, the fates, death, sleep, dreams, and divine retribution, forces so fundamental that even Zeus would respect them. Gaia created Uranus, and their union produced the Titans, the first generation of organized divine rulers. But Uranus's fear and cruelty in imprisoning his children has created a cosmic injustice that demands resolution. The primordials established what is, the fundamental forces of existence that cannot be changed. The Titans represent what could be, organized civilization, political power, and structured governance. The conflict between what is and what could be will drive everything that follows.